This is breaking news on 2 News.
We are tracking breaking news this morning out of Box Elder County. 2 Tremonton-Garland police officers were killed. A Box Elder County Sheriff's deputy was injured after officers say a man opened fire on all of them.
And we have team coverage of what has happened overnight. Let's head first of all to Christian Sita. We just finished up that news conference, and while we're up here with these boxes, we also have Annika following a story for us, Mika Miyashima, also up in that area. But first, Christian, we just had that news conference, and go over what we learned, the newest information.
Yeah, Lincoln and Ron, that press conference just ended a couple of minutes ago, and they just kind of talked us through what that press release had said about the 3 officers that were injured and 2 of those officers that died. One of them was a Box Elder County Sheriff and his K9 who are doing okay. And in the press conference, they said they will be doing just fine. Now, they also talked about how the bystanders, neighbors, convinced the suspect to drop the weapon, and the suspect was taken into custody and is facing aggravated murder charges. Now, they didn't release any names or identities for those officers or the suspect. They're not going to release that information at this moment. Now, we've been out here, last night into the morning hours, and it's been a very long night. The scene out here looks very different. They also mentioned during that press conference that they will be opening up some of these roads and just kind of getting closer to that crime scene, which will be closed off to the public for a few more hours as they do their investigation. Again, we're still out here and we'll continue to gather more information as it becomes available. Reporting live, Christian Sita, KUTV 2 News.
Christian, okay, you've got one patrol car behind you there. Where is the crime scene in relation to where you are?
We don't exactly know. We know it's in this neighborhood. We haven't been able to get in there, and they haven't provided us with that exact location at the moment. So yeah, we don't know that information, but we know this area has been blocked off to the public now for several hours. And again, they did mention they're going to open a section of this road and just get closer to that crime scene where they'll be, there for a few more hours, just trying to gather more information and, kind of just gather what exactly happened there.
All right, Christian Sita, thank you for the update. Appreciate it. We want to continue our team coverage. We're going to go to Annika Johns. She's outside the hospital where those officers were originally taken. Annika, what can you tell us? What's the latest from your location?
All right, so you heard it there in that press conference a little bit earlier, just a couple minutes ago. They were talking about a procession and why exactly they do that for officers. Now, we did see one as they left the hospital here. I'll step out of the way and have my photographer, Chris, kind of zoom into where this procession started. As we can see, we're on the emergency entrance side of the Bear River Valley Hospital. And now you're taking a look at some video of the procession itself. Now, as you can see, there's several officers and there's several vehicles, officer vehicles leading out the 2 ambulances, which we now know were carrying the bodies of the fallen officers here. Now, they were telling us in this press conference that this is something they do to honor the lives that were lost. Now, this is something that is traditional throughout all police departments, throughout not only the state, but the nation as well. They do this to honor those lives that were lost and to honor the police department as well, who lost these individuals here. Again, taking a live look here at the hospital, which has been very quiet this morning since those police officers left. Now, they did leave with their lights on and their sirens off, which of course, as we now know, was an indication that the officers they were carrying had fallen at that point. But of course, this is a developing story. There's a lot more that we're going to continue to learn from this, so we'll be keeping you updated. Ron and Lincoln, I'll send things back over to you.
And Annika, the 3rd officer, the Box Elder County Sheriff's officer, has apparently been released from the hospital. So I guess there isn't anything else going on there at the hospital at this time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Luckily, that deputy from the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office was released from the hospital, so not much activity here, but it definitely was very busy this morning as they were preparing to take the bodies of the fallen officers back down to Salt Lake County.
Okay, Annika Johns, thank you so much. As the community of Tremonton wakes up, they're learning this news. really, really sad news for the community. Mika Miyashima there this morning. Mika, what can you tell us? What have you learned?
Yeah, well, we were just here as that press conference wrapped up, and some things that we actually have learned. We were just talking to Detective Beck with the Brigham City Police Department, and she confirms that the address of 700 North and 200 East is actually the exact address of where the shooting happened. Police were telling us that Tremonton just has 21 officers, and so, this tragic situation made even worse. It's such a tight-knit community, such a small department. Detective Beck tells us that the last officer-involved shooting that she can remember was in 2012 or 2013. An officer wasn't injured, but that's the last time that this community has seen something even remotely close to this. Not too many details about the suspect. I think Christian mentioned, all we know is that he's a male above the age of 20 at this time. Police aren't able to release any more information about him. That deputy that was shot, you mentioned, has been released from the hospital. We learned that. Meanwhile, the police service dog is still at the vet, but they're both expected to be okay. Police actually just took off the crime tape just minutes ago. It was up, but now they said they're condensing the area where they have taped off. So it looks like this road just opened back up. We can see the police cars pulling away right now, but still not too many people out. I do see some neighbors who seem to just walk out of their house, but that is what we know so far. So we'll continue to bring you the latest updates. I'll send it back to you in studio.
Mika, you've also had a chance to talk with a few neighbors around there, from what I understand, and what are they saying?
Yeah, the people that we've talked to, we spoke to a gentleman earlier this morning who was worried about his friends who live in the blocked off area. He hadn't heard from them. And then we were talking to witnesses earlier in the night, and they were saying this is just a shock, and it's sad, and it's something they would have never expected in this area. The witness had children, lives nearby, and so this was definitely surprising, and now that we're learning more details, very sad situation here in Tremonton.
All right, Mika, thank you so much for the update. We'll check back in with you later. We want to turn things over to Kristen McPeak at the live desk. Kristen, you were tracking this procession that traveled from the Tremonton area all the way down to Taylorsville earlier. What do you have for us now?
That procession obviously now finished, and now I'm starting to see more responses coming in as we're starting to get the news that those two officers have died. This is actually a post from South Salt Lake Police Department offering their condolences and admiring the people who made the brave sacrifice, the brave ultimate sacrifice. They're mourning the loss with their heavy hearts. Their legacy will live on, and they are saying that the lives that they touched and the safety that they provided will live on as well. So a lot of this doesn't just hit one department, this hits all the departments, and we're going to see this more and more.
All right, Kristen, thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of people will be giving their condolences to this police department throughout the day. Today, a lot of state officials. Wonder when and where we will hear from a lot of them.
A lot of reaction will be pouring in now that we've confirmed the news of what exactly happened there. And we're going to see the community really come together too at this time of tragedy, something they've never seen before.
Yeah, for such a small department.
Yeah.
Brigham City Police, they are handling the media side of this for the Tremonton-Garland Police Department. They did hold a press conference not too long ago. Listen to a bit of what they had to say.
Good morning, my name's Chad Reyes. I'm the Chief of Police with Brigham City Police Department, and I'm here on behalf of Chief Dustin Cordova and Sheriff Kevin Potter. They've asked me to give the media an update because they need to spend some time with their departments, as I'm sure you can understand. On August 17th at 21:02 hours, so 9:02 p.m., the Box Elder Communications Center received multiple 911 hangups from an address near 700 North, 200 East in Tremonton, Utah. An officer from the Tremonton-Garland Police Department responded and began speaking with an occupant of the home who was reporting an apparent domestic disturbance, at which time a male emerged from the residence with a firearm. The male opened fire on the officer, striking and killing the officer. A second officer with Tremonton-Garland Police Department responded to assist the first and was immediately fired upon by the same male suspect. The second officer was also struck and killed by the suspect's gunfire. A third officer deputy from the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office had also been dispatched to assist, and as they arrived in the area, the suspect fired several rounds into the deputy's vehicle, striking the deputy and the deputy's police service dog. After being hit by gunfire, the deputy and police service dog remained in their vehicle and were subsequently evacuated to an area hospital and specialty veterinary clinic where they received medical treatment. Both are recovering and in fair condition now. After firing upon these officers and police service dog, the suspect was convinced to put down his weapon by bystanders, and he was immediately taken into custody by additional responding officers. Due to the level of violence and lack of information precipitating this incident, SWAT teams responded to clear the home and verify no continued threat remained.
Okay, that was a news conference. It was about a half hour ago from Brigham City PD. That was Chris Reyes, and saying that he was talking on behalf of the chief of the Tremonton-Garland Police Department because obviously they're dealing with some trauma now.